So I was on a tour of Ireland recently, and a couple of things I learned that it's maybe worth saying to people. But one of them was the famine that occurred in 1847, that there's landowners that held a lot of land in Ireland, and they leased the land out to farmers, of course, and they were farming the land. And as they had families, the land was split up into smaller and smaller portions. And by the 1840s, they were down to each family had less than an acre. It seemed like that's about what they said anyway, less than an acre for potato production. And then their diet was potatoes and milk. And then the weather changed, and that summer, and it was wet all summer, and the potatoes rotted in the soil. There was no potatoes to eat, and they were starving to death. And finally, the government paid them to come to Canada or to America. A lot of them were shipped out that way. And of course, there's lots of loss of life. There was over 1 million people. The population was over about 5 million, they said. And then the famine, and after that it was 3.2 or something like that. So about 1.8 million people either died or left Ireland in that time frame, 1847, 1850. And so you think about that, and the soil crop, same every year, potatoes, potatoes, potatoes. And finally it got to where they carried all the disease. And it just points out that if you try to continue to grow the same crop year after year, eventually you're going to fail. Now you think about that with corn. We grow continuous corn. A lot of people are growing continuous corn. So what do? We have more pesticides we put on to protect the corn. So we've been able to be successful. But eventually I think we're going to run out of the protection. And if we don't figure out you got to diversify your cropping to keep the land viable, that you may get in trouble. And it's just one of those thought processes I have that think about what some of the things that have been done in history that is a good teacher for us now to let's get some diversity in our cropping and then try to reduce our pesticide use by using more crops and keeping Mother Nature under control.